This podcast absolutely, unequivocally, positively, 100% contains adult material. Mature audiences only, please.
Hey, welcome back to Me and Mrs. Always Right. We are coming to you live from that little trailer park in St. Joe, Texas. And I'm your host, Me.
And I'm Mrs. Always Right.
And we are the #1 rated podcast by people lost in a mud pit. Ask me how I know. Oh,
Did you
trademark?
Yeah, I know. But I was laughing. Sorry, I
care.
laughed over your old
that's
trademark. Sorry, my bad.
We took separate vacations this weekend.
We did. I mean,
Because apparently you don't want to be with me no more.
No, that's not true. I just didn't want to be with you where you were taking vacation. Because you take this vacation twice a year.
I know.
And, I've gone with you both times, in the...
Well, we've been going, 3 years?
Yeah, 3 or 4
If
or something.
I went to Rednecks with Paint Checks. You don't paint it. I went to Rednecks with Paychecks this year for the fall mud crawl. She didn't go. Titties aren't her thing.
Now, I figure if I want to look at titties, I'll just look down my own damn shirt. But
Damn,
normally...
You can look that far?
Well, I mean, if I sit down, I can see them in my lap, and I really don't have to look that far.
Basically, they just collect right there in your lap.
In my lap,
yeah,
yes.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and I can just raise the bottom of my T-shirt up and go, look, there's my titties.
Would that be a puddle of titties?
Puddle of titties.
Puddle of titties.
Normally, when you take your little vacation twice a year in March and September, normally I stay home and do the family thing and clean house. And
yeah, our family got robbed. You didn't get the grandkids or nothing this year.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Grandy don't love y'all.
Nope. It's not that I don't love them, but I thought I figured, if Pappy's going to be selfish, Granny can be selfish too. So I was selfish.
How was I selfish?
Well, I don't see you inviting the grandkids to go.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, buddy. You're 15. Let's go look at boobs.
I want to take
Actually,
this
it'd
vacation.
probably be kind of a badass little vacation. I think you have to be 18 and over to get in there, though.
Probably. Normally, I do hang out with the grandkids, and we do. I can't say fun stuff. We stay here and they play video games, and they're happy, and I'm happy, and I clean the house. But I decided that this year you were going, and I felt I wanted to do something for me,
and you should have
vacation, and so I did. So my oldest daughter and I actually went to San Francisco,
and I think from the sound of it, you had a lot of fun.
We had an absolute blast. It was only for 3 days. We flew out one day, spent that day doing stuff. We had the whole next day, and then the following day we flew back home. So it was a very quick.
It's still a getaway.
Yeah, you wouldn't have liked it. You know why?
Because of all the walking.
Well,
and I'm fat. And I don't like hills.
Oh, yeah. Everything is uphill. Everything is
both ways uphill.
Both ways
no snow,
in the
though,
snow.
Right? No snow.
No, I'm just kidding. But you wouldn't have enjoyed it. I forgot to tell you this yesterday. So
You're just trying to make me
places.
not feel bad for not going with you.
No. Because I didn't ask you because you already had plans, which is fine with me. It's absolutely fine with me.
Are we ever going to take another vacation again?
I would like to. But I started thinking about it today, and I'm going to get back to my story.
Oh, yeah, you do that, ADHD.
But I was thinking about that today.
Wait.
What?
We are the ADHD of podcasting. Anyway, go ahead.
We absolutely are. I started thinking, normally when we take vacations, it's normally around your birthday.
Okay.
You're like, oh, I want to do this for my birthday, or I want to go here.
Our
and so
anniversary.
but normally we haven't done anniversary trip in many years.
Well, we should do that.
So, because normally we take the trip around your birthday.
I'm just telling you we don't have to.
I mean, to me, it doesn't matter. But I was going to tell you, don't feel bad. Yes, I didn't invite you, but you wouldn't have enjoyed it anyway because it is very rare to find anybody who's got an air conditioner up there.
Well, it was 60 fucking degrees, wasn't it?
It was. It got down to like 55 at night. But I'm
So
like,
who needs an air conditioner where you can open a window?
Exactly. But being from Texas, you go somewhere and they're like, oh, yeah, we don't have air conditioning. What the fuck?
No, fuck
Who
that.
does not have? Exactly.
So your bed
I
and
was
breakfast
like,
did not
no,
have none.
No air conditioning.
Well, didn't you say you stayed in the oldest hotel in San Francisco?
It
or
was.
some shit?
I don't know if it was the oldest hotel, but it had the oldest elevator in San
Nah,
Francisco.
fuck that. You're right.
NO.
You're right. I wouldn't have wanted to go. I
Why?
would have taken the stairs. I ain't gonna get on no crickety ass.
We did
wooden-
take the stairs a
Yes,
lot.
thank you. Wooden ass fucking elevator ran by 3 mice down in the fucking basement that are probably overworked.
I mean, it is possible. It is possible. We really did have a good time. The elevator was so cool because, you know, you've got the 2 doors, you've got the sliding door that's a solid door, and then you have the webbed metal door that
Yeah.
you have to slide back. It didn't slide back that far. So I was like, damn, people must have been a lot smaller back in the day because.
Did you have to operate it by hand?
No, it actually did have buttons in it.
Oh, okay.
But just 1, 2, 3, 4. And we were on the 4th floor, but I was very.
And how long of a fucking rickety ass elevator ride was it?
It didn't take that long,
Okay.
but we were told beforehand that sometimes it gets a little cantankerous and doesn't want to work. And I get that. I mean, being the oldest elevator in San Francisco, I don't know how old that is, but it's the oldest one there.
So you fly into San Francisco Friday, right?
Thursday morning.
Thursday morning.
Yes.
And you were telling me you got on the subway. You rode the subway to downtown San Francisco.
Yes.
And then
And then
oh, were you going to finish your story though?
well, that I meant
Yeah,
to
go
tell
ahead.
you that
Well, go.
that's why you wouldn't stay.
Because no
you
air
wouldn't have
conditioning.
no air conditioning. And being from Texas, you're like, no, you fucking got to have an air conditioner. But you really didn't. You open the windows and
Yeah, it'd be
get
okay.
a nice breeze, and it was fine. But yeah, so we get down to downtown, and where we got off the subway was actually really just I don't know, 3 or 4 blocks from Union Square, which is like the downtown area. All of the buses and the trolley and the cable cars are basically, they all come around right there. So it was
Okay.
really close to where we got off at. But we got on and we were like, let's go to Fisherman's Wharf first, you know, because we were hungry. We
Go get some of
hadn't-
that fresh seafood.
So I don't know if it was fresh. I'm going to tell you what. So we went to Bubblegum Shrimp.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
That's where we ate. She got steak. I got.
Whoa. You go into Bubba Gump Shrimp Company and you get steak?
I did not. I got fish
Okay.
and I got coconut shrimp.
What kind of fish?
I think it was cod, if I'm not mistaken. I looked for any place that sold the fish that I wanted.
The king
to.
mackerel is
Yes.
what you wanted.
That's what I wanted to try there, but I couldn't find any place that sold it. But I got the fish, and I think it was cod. It was fried. It was good. But that
Better than
coconut
Long John
shrimp,
Silver's?
way better.
Okay.
Way better. That coconut shrimp is the best I have ever eaten. It's like they took a fresh coconut and just grated it and put it on that shrimp. That it was so
I feel like the shrimp would be fresher
good.
than the coconut, seeing how it was where you
I
were.
don't- I mean, both of them were really fresh tasting to me, but I feel that the coconut was way fresher.
So you couldn't go down to Fisherman's Wharf and buy a king mackerel and
No, I
find
didn't.
somebody to
No, I didn't see any
maybe that fish is only like on the
on the
Atlantic.
other side.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. So we're gonna have to go again just so we can
Go
get
to Florida,
Some.
get
Yes.
some king mackerel.
Yes.
That shit was good.
Oh my God, it was so good. But it makes me wonder, do they sell it in the restaurants or do you have to fish it and then take it to the restaurant?
I don't know. That's something we're gonna have to figure out.
I'm going to have to figure out because that was the best fish ever.
So
when
there
we went to
was
Florida.
Another stop that you actually wanted to go to San Francisco for.
There was a couple of other stops. We got the two main reasons we went to San Francisco on a Friday, because we checked out, Chinatown and everything else that Thursday.
Yeah, I don't see a pack of ramen noodles for me.
Now, we did about close to, 4 or 5 miles of walking, which is funny because we took the cable car down there, and I guess just walking around one little area, seeing the things you want to see, you don't realize you're walking that much.
Oh, I would have.
Yeah. It was something. So we walked, let's say 5 miles Thursday, go to bed. We went to bed kind of early because we had gotten up very early.
Was it Thursday I called you?
Thursday, you call me at 1 o'clock your time. It's 11 o'clock my time.
I was trying to catch you before. It was 11. I was trying to catch you before you go to bed. 11. Grandma. 11.
How many times do I stay up at 11?
You're on vacation. I thought y'all would be sitting around in your pajamas, having girl talk, playing spin the fucking bottle with all the boys you picked up in San Francisco.
With pillow fights and our lingerie.
Doing each other's makeup.
And, painting our nails. And no, we were in bed asleep.
Done, huh?
Yes, because we got up really, really early and couldn't hardly sleep the night before anyway, and stayed up late that night as well. We were done. We had tea time with Skittles, which was the bed and breakfast kitty cat, and she was a little turd. She was a poser.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to tell you. Because she looked so cute, and she was tiny, right? But she would roll over like, "Oh, rub my belly." So you'd go to rub her belly, and she'd just like,
she like, fuck you, huh?
Yeah, she wanted, but she was playing. She wasn't like attacking you, but she was playing. But when you go to pet her, she would just roll over, rub my belly. Oh, good. That was her way of playing. It was so cute, so adorable. But
she get all nimbly bimbly?
Nimbly bimbly, buddy. Nimbly bimbly. She was something else. She was cute. When I seen her, she reminded me of Deuce, our cat Deuce. Yeah. She was that striped and everything. But we get up Friday morning, and we got up early, because we're still kind of on Texas time, not California time. Something I don't like about California.
Oh.
I'm just going to name one. Well, okay, but I'm just going to name one. Their coffee shops and things like that don't open till like between 8 and 10.
What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. Bitch, I want coffee at 6 o'clock in the morning. I do not want to have to wait.
At 6?
No, I think it was like 7.
So no Denny's, no Waffle House, nothing like that. You can just go get a cup of coffee.
No. And you know what? I didn't even see any Starbucks around there.
Really?
I was kind of shocked and surprised. They did not have a Starbucks there in the airport at all, anywhere.
You were all like, I need some fucking coffee.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so I was a little, and in fact, where we stayed at, they didn't do their breakfast and coffee until 8 o'clock in the morning either. I know. I'm like, bitch, I can't
You go down there and tell them, it's 10 o'clock
coffee.
my time. I need some food and some fucking coffee.
I got to have coffee. We didn't have a coffee maker in our room, which I understand because this place was old, okay? But it was nice. It was very quaint. I enjoyed it. I really did.
So it was built several years after you were born is what you're saying.
Maybe several years before I was born. I'm just saying. It is possible. And all their houses are like right next to each other.
Yeah, like the row housing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's really, really
cool.
cool.
You consider that apartments? Or
townhomes? Or townhomes.
Here they would be a townhome.
That's what I say. That's what I say. But they were cute. They were really cute because a lot of them, depending on what area you were in, the older Victorian style versus squared off or whatever, and you could tell when you got in the ritzy part of town because they actually had 1-car garages down at the bottom.
Oh yeah,
I was like, "Ooh, look at this!
One whole car garage."
Yeah, but there was several of them that was like, I guess, in a big building that maybe was. Some of them were like duplexes. You could tell, and then you would have like, I guess it would be like an apartment building. Because you would have like 6 or 7 across, but it would be like the same building.
Okay.
I don't know. It was It was
It
weird.
would freak me out if we lived in San Francisco with all the hills because all of our cars
Everything's
are
a fucking
junk,
hill.
and we would park on the street and wake up the next morning and it'd be at the bottom of the fucking hill.
Oh, yeah. Or in the ocean or something. I don't even know. Yeah, it would not be where it was supposed to be. But we get up Friday morning and, of course, look for coffee. Finally find coffee. You know, we're like, oh, we want to do this and this and this. So the first thing we did is we jumped on public transportation down there is the fucking bomb. Not going to lie.
Not like here.
Not like here at all. I mean, it doesn't matter where you want to go. You can get there from public transportation.
It just takes 3 days.
I mean, sometimes it takes, you know, but I can imagine how it would actually be in traffic.
Well, but they run those trolley cars all the time too, right? So it's not
they run that shit till like midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and they start at 5. No, they have buses, trolleys, and cable cars, and they run. I think they start at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Up in the air cable cars?
No, like they're kind of like buses, but they're on cables.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, so all this stuff starts at 5 o'clock in the morning. Well,
But
how come I
coffee.
can't fucking get coffee at 5 o'clock in the morning? And they run until midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, which I thought was amazing and really, really good. But we get up, we finally get caffeinated, and we go down to the beach, which is way over on the far end. Because down there, it's Ocean Beach is what it's called. Because the daughter thinks she has to touch the ocean.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, cool. So we go down there and we walk forever across the sand. We get in the ocean and I'm like, oh, I want to take a cute little picture or video of our feet on the sand with a wave coming up on it, right? So we're standing there and we're watching for a little while, watching the waves come up, seeing about where they're coming up. Okay. So we'll stand about right here. So we'll just barely be in the wave, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we do that. Next thing we know, the next wave starts coming. Next thing we know, we're up to our knees in water.
Are you serious?
Oh my, we're screaming like girls running up. I was like, oh my God. And you know what? We never had, we didn't have another wave come up like that.
It's like, I'm going to get these bitches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Y'all from Texas, let me show you this.
So you wait, you step in, good wave, knee height.
Yes.
Not another wave.
Well, not way up where that one was. No, we had to go way back down
That's
to where we
funny.
started. Yeah. And that water was cold. And
Yes.
there were people out there swimming in it.
Yeah, but they probably all had wetsuits on, I'm sure.
No, there were
Man,
some
fuck
swimsuit
that.
people, but there were also wetsuits because there were people surfboarding out there. But I'm like, oh, nope. Anyway, so we get our feet and knees and ankles and everything else wet, go back up, get our shoes on, and the park, it's Golden Gate Park that we wanted to go to because they have Japanese garden, rose garden, windmill and tulip garden, all this stuff in this big 4-mile long park.
I've been to a tulip garden.
Not tulips,
Oh,
honey.
I thought that was the same thing.
It's pretty close.
Okay,
pretty
go
close,
ahead.
but not quite the
Okay.
same. So we go to the garden, and of course, what we want to see, this is on way one end of it, and then what we really wanted to see is way on the other end of it, 4 miles down. So you think we gonna walk down there 4 miles? No. Guess what? We just go right out here, hop on the bus, and go down
Took
there
the
4
fucking
miles.
bus.
Took the fucking bus, got off, did what we needed to do. Then we hop on another bus and we go to the Golden Gate.
The bridge.
The bridge.
Okay.
The bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge.
You didn't walk all the way across that bridge?
We did not. No, because it
Pussies.
is 2 miles across that
Pussies.
bridge.
Pussies.
Yeah. Well, once we got, you have to walk quite a ways to even get like actually over the water on the bridge when you first start walking on it. You have to walk quite a ways to get over the water. Once we got there, she's like, "Oh, can we go back?" I'm like, "Really?" Which I was
Aw.
okay with. There was a lot of people there, and I'm like, "Okay,
Well,
that's fine."
I'm sure the Golden Gate's probably very touristy.
Very, very. But it was fun. We had a good time. And then we had a cruise kind of set up for later that afternoon to go
A 3-hour tour?
3-hour tour to go to Alcatraz. And I've always
bet.
wanted to go to Alcatraz. Golden Gate Bridge and Alcatraz. Been there, done that now. And it was so amazing. We go, oh, and when we were at Bubblegum Shrimp eating Thursday night, in the background, you could see Alcatraz behind us.
You were excited about Alcatraz.
Very excited. Very excited.
And how was the tour? What was the actual prison like? Dark, damp, dusty?
No, I mean, they had a lot of lights in there, but I can imagine it not having all the lights in it that it had on.
Did you get any kind of feel of what it would have like? What it would have been
it
like
would have
being
been
a prisoner there?
It would not have been fun. Everybody's in their own cell. You do not have a cellmate. You have to be very, very good to earn your mail or earn things like that. You know, they did have a rec yard, which people love to go out there, and they played horseshoes and, you know, ball, stuff like that. A lot of people just got to stay.
Did they cover the escape?
Okay, so they did cover the escape, but we already knew about the escape anyway.
Right.
But I was gonna say that we actually seen what they called the hole.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
And there was like 6 or 7 cells, and yeah, I would not have liked that at all because it's actually a solid door that you have to open, and then there's just a small little entryway. And then another, like, a cell door that you had to go through to be in the cell. And the cells were small.
It's meant to deprive you of light.
And it would have.
And no bed, no nothing, right? Just a hole in the ground to go poo-poo?
It was, I was not about that life.
No?
For sure. No. And you could tell because they were talking about it being really drafty in there. So when it was cold. And I'm just assuming that the windows have really big bars, kind of like what's on your side by side,
right?
You know, on not little like you would see in a jail nowadays. You know, they were big, and I don't know if there was actually always windows on the other side of that. You know what I mean?
Right. If it had glass on the other side to block the wind.
Right.
Or
you know, because they did speak to some of the prisoners. We did a audio tour. So we had on headphones and it told us, you know, different stories about stuff. And some of them were guards who had worked there. Some of what was narrated was by prisoners that had spent time there, you know, and they did talk about how very cold that it could get in there. It was really, really, really
Did you get to see any of like where, because the prisoners that escaped actually carved out a hole in the back of their cell.
Well, now
and went through the wet wall, right?
Right. All of the cells had a little vent that was probably 5 by 7.
Okay.
It's about this big, right? And it's got grates over it and everything, and you could see it in every cell. They were all located about the same place. They had a toilet and a sink, and the vent was here, and the bed would be on this side or this side, and then you had two things that folded down. One would be like where you would sit, and the other would be like a desktop, and they weren't very big either. What these guys did, there was 4 of them, and what they actually did is they come up with this plan that they would take the grates out. They would they use spoons, whatever they could find, right? Or come across. They use spoons, and they finally got the grates out, but then they had to make this hole that's this big.
I wouldn't have fit.
Big enough. No, I wouldn't have fit. Our grandkids wouldn't have fit.
Wow.
So they had to make it big enough for them to get out of. And so they did this, but they kind of hid what they were doing because they made like their own like paper mache
Right.
to go around the vent so they could put them back up, and you couldn't tell that now this is actually a big hole around there. And so they went in behind where the cells are, and it's like a corridor, and it's probably, I would say, I don't know, probably close to 3 feet wide between the back of these cells and the back of these cells. So they had plenty of room.
Wow.
And that's where all the pipes, the plumbing pipes and stuff like that were at. So they had plenty of room once they crawled in there to have their stuff and maneuver where they needed to go. It was just amazing to see.
So
and
you enjoyed the tour?
yes,
And
absolutely.
So you come back. I saw the video. You came back at night across the bay.
Yes.
You know, you get back to so were you back in the bed and breakfast after that? How
let's see. No, we got back. We probably, I don't know, we probably walked around. No, I think we probably did hop on a bus and go back to our side of town and go back to the bed and breakfast because we had to kind of pack up. We bought a few things here and there, and so we had to figure out how we were going to get it all back because both of us just took backpacks, clothes and a backpack, and that was it.
Well, your travel mate had a pretty good idea.
She had a fabulous idea, which if I ever go on vacation again like this, we are going to travel light like we did because I feel now the reason why we traveled light is because we knew that we could not check into the bed and breakfast until around 3:00, but we got there at 11.
Right.
So we got plenty of time to, walk around, but we didn't want to be pulling suitcases or anything like that. But yes, so she has figured out that when she goes places to take back the things that she buys, the souvenirs and things like that, she can take them in her luggage and then just ship all her clothes, FedEx or whatever, to her house. And it'll be there a day or two after she gets home.
So she's FedExed back all her dirty clothes.
Her dirty clothes, her clean clothes.
Really?
Yes. Yep. She sure did.
Pretty smart, huh?
Pretty ingenious, and I like that idea myself.
Well, my vacation kind of went the same. If you want to know what happened, go back 6 months ago and watch that episode.
Yeah, because you did it in March.
Yeah, same thing.
Drinking, boobies,
mud,
traffic.
Yeah. My only saving grace this time was I got to shower every night.
Oh, nice.
Our son-in-law brought his RV. I'm very appreciative. Yeah, appreciative of that. Getting to shower every night and sleep in a fucking bed was great. I didn't have to sleep in a fucking truck.
You didn't have to sleep in the truck.
The Saturday concert was actually pretty good. Old boy called Creed Fisher. Yeah, actually he was pretty good.
Okay.
The concert gets done at about 10:30, so we're standing there waiting because we want to see the real contest.
Bikini naked contest.
Yes, the booby contest.
And that's after the concert now?
Yes, after the concert on Saturday.
Oh, okay. Now, was it after the concert when we went?
Yes.
I thought it was
But this one, for whatever reason, they drug it. And we're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm tired of standing here. So we go back to Titty Row. And we're sitting there drinking and stuff. Well, the contest didn't get done until like 12:30, 1 o'clock almost.
So that many contestants?
Yeah,
or?
And then we found out, well, I don't know. But then we found out where we had parked was backstage and all the girls were gathered back there anyway. So we just saw them all at once.
Well, there you
go. Yeah. So it was pretty much a repeat of last one. That's
and the next one will probably be a repeat of that one
will.
and then one before.
And I have a good time with the people I hang out with. It's great. For whatever reason this time, though, I just didn't feel like drinking that much.
Wow.
And all the beer just started to taste bad. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I'm done drinking for a while. That lasted a day.
Well, I mean, it lasted a day. At least it went a day.
Yeah.
So that's
maybe
something.
if I go out again, I need to like get a couple of different beer brands.
Oh, okay.
Changing them up so I have a different flavor.
And I almost did buy you.
You should have, because I know which one you wanted to buy me.
What?
Dos Equis. Oh, no.
No.
What were you going to buy?
No, because Dos Equis, I don't know if you drink it out of a can because you can't take bottles.
I would.
Oh, okay. I was going to buy you some more of that Yuengling Flight.
I don't know if that would have been different enough.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, I do like Dos Equis more than Ultra, but I get a shit ton fatter drinking Dos Equis.
Yes.
And I don't like being
I don't know if you'd
I don't like being
fatter.
fat. Oh, babe. I am huge right now.
No, you're not.
I am. And then my feet started fucking swelling over the whole weekend.
Again?
Yeah.
Somebody needs to go to a doctor.
Every time somebody goes to a doctor, that doctor tells them something's wrong with them. All I get is bad news.
Know what?
I never get good news.
Usually you go to a doctor because there is something wrong with you.
I mean, I see your train of thought and what you're trying to say there.
So that's why they're always telling you something's wrong with you.
Gotcha.
Because that's why you're going.
Yeah, well, I've asked a certain spouse of mine, I don't know if you know her or not, that we probably need to find a doctor. And you know, I think it would benefit us both to probably go to the same doctor. Now, I'm not looking for information on you or anything that I don't already know. Well, that's good
because they wouldn't give it anyway.
Well, good. I'm just saying that it'd just probably be easier for us to make appointments together and go and all that stuff.
Right. And we can do that, but you're going to have to get me your information and how we can get that. No, you haven't.
Don't get sassy.
So we can get a list of doctors and compare your list against my list to see if we have any in common.
Fine.
And I've got to get mine too. I don't have mine yet either.
Done.
No. It's not done. It's not.
I ain't saying that was our first vacation apart, but that was like the first like real vacation apart.
I think it was our first vacation apart.
You and your older relative that birthed you went to Pennsylvania without me. That's not me going. And you've done it, and I'm fine. I don't care if you go or not, but I would really like to get back to vacationing around our anniversary.
Well, okay, so if we do that, then we're going to kind of have to either cut your birthday trip if we go somewhere down a few days, or
what? We go for 4 days.
Yeah. I feel 4 days is a good vacation.
It depends on how far you have to drive.
I mean, that is true. Or fly.
Well, we appreciate you listening. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email us at meandmrsalwaysright@gmail.com. All complaints go to Trevor the intern. I'd also like to thank Roadcat Media for producing this episode. If you need any help with the podcast or consultation, please email them at roadcatmedia@gmail.com.
Wow, you're so awesome.
Trying.
You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and used to be Twitter, now X, right?
And yeah. And help support this podcast by becoming a member at Patreon at Patreon/Me and Mrs. Always Right, where you get pre and post show content right along with unedited episodes. Sweet. Well, baby, until next week. Oh, we apologize for not putting out an episode last week, but I couldn't get around to recording one and editing one. So
we had a lot on our plate.
We did.
We always have a lot on our plate. Hence, I'm just kidding.
Can I talk now?
I was making a joke. I was making it funny.
Well, I always have a lot on my plate because I'm fat.
I mean, that's kind of what I was saying.
So we appreciate you letting us take a week off.
Yes.
Well deserved.
Yes, it was.
All right. Well, I love you, baby.
Well, I love you too.
All right. You have a good night.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Merle.
I love Merle.